Hello everyone, and welcome to your second royal reading of this Monday afternoon. And you can see that I have started the reading already and got quite a long way through it, and you can also see a marker pen on the tarot table, and that is because as I went through the cards, there was a bit of a Janet Jackson moment over here and even worse over here, and so I had to stop. Somebody else went through this tarot deck for me and unfortunately missed a few moments, and so we don't want to get another strike, because 2 strikes, 3 strikes, it's game over basically with the machine, me and the machine. So I'm going to start this reading again. Basically, you're going to have to trust me that those are the cards that came out in the places that they did, and I'm carrying on with this reading because it's quite a good and interesting reading so far. And I'm using the Uncommon Tarot for this. It's a new tarot deck for me, and that's why there's problem, and that's why the marker pen had to come out as a matter of urgency. The reading that I'm doing is on Meghan Markle and the blame game. Lady C has said that Meghan is blaming Harry for how badly wrong things are going. They are down in the opinion polls. They've fallen off a precipice. Down in the US opinion polls, and down below Prince Andrew right now in the US. Apparently the Harkles don't necessarily believe the opinion polls, think that they are rigged, but it's still pretty bad if you're down below Prince Andrew now in the US. And of course, various things have gone wrong, such as being evicted, such as South Park, Chris Rock, Rebel Wilson, the mess over the coronation, no apology, now homeless, now look like hypocrites if they show up. All a bit of a mess, and apparently, according to Lady C, Meghan Markle is playing the blame game, saying to Harry that it's all his fault for damaging her brand. She was a successful actress and humanitarian before she married him, and now look. So that's what the reading is going to be on. We're going to be seeing how she's doing, what in particular is her problem, what's going on behind the scenes. Is she in a panic? Is she plotting something? What she focused on? How the past has been? What's coming up next? And in terms of marriage, in terms of blame, in terms of trying to fix the mess, how she feels about the opinion polls, how much she's blaming Harry. We're going to ask all of those questions, and we're going to look at the outcome. And the outcome that I want to know is this the beginning of the end for that beautiful relationship between Harry and Meghan, using the Uncommon Tarot, which caused me an uncommon problem and nearly a heart attack, but we're going to try again. And underlying energy, and I'm going to swish this card across because there is some nakedness in the card, but I don't think that the machine will object to it. Somehow it seems to find female nudity worse than male. Curious, but it is the Lovers. It is the Lovers, and let's show you the Lovers in reverse. There's the Lovers. We put it back quickly. Lovers in reverse, this does not bode well for their relationship, and not at all. It can't believe in this day and age I'm having to do things like this, but anyway, it adds a certain frisson to these readings that they otherwise wouldn't have. But it means separation, splits for the Lovers, major arcana for a split. And we're talking about, is this the beginning of the end? Lovers in reverse tells me, oh yes it is. That is the underlying energy of this reading. It's also bad choices. It's also choices that you might regret. Difficult choices as well. There could be a difficult decision coming up for Meghan Markle. We'll see about that. And situation, the heart of this reading. How is she doing right now? What is going on? And we got the first time around, and again now, the 6 of Coins in reverse, 6 of Pentacles in reverse, and that is the card of feeling that something is terribly unfair. It's the reciprocity card, the card of sharing and giving. I mean, kind and generous and charitable. And in reverse, it means that you feel hard done by. You might be taking more out of a situation than you should be, but you also might feel that someone else is taking more out of a situation than they should be. And Megan feels that whatever is going on now in her life is unfair. At some fundamental level, this is not how it should have been. Yes, blame game. It was a very powerful indication to me of blame game, which is why I decided to stick with these cards and redo the reading, and just hope that it all goes better this time and all things are covered that should be covered. So what in particular is her problem? What particularly is riling her at the moment? And I got the Seven of Swords in reverse. Seven of Swords is the thief card, is the, when it's upright, it is sneaking away, taking things that aren't yours, getting away with things, sneaking off in the dead of night, ghosting people, doing something even criminal sometimes. It's theft, basically. So that's what the card means. And let's remind you, I forgot to do my disclaimer this time around. Of course, there is a written disclaimer in the box below, and of course this is just a tarot reading for entertainment purposes, or just my opinion or speculation, and I read on the royals because they're archetypal. And so that's a very short disclaimer, because we're talking about the Seven of Swords, which is a bit of a tricky card legally. Card in the reverse is about wrongdoing that's exposed. And I don't mean that Meghan Markle is guilty of any particular wrongdoing. I simply mean that she feels that with Harry and all his blah, 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 and wherever he's going and blah, 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 she feels exposed. The more he goes on about stuff, whether it's his drug taking or whatever he's talking about, she feels that something might slip out that shouldn't. And we all speculate, and all royal watchers speculate, that there is stuff that the Harkles don't want us to know about, things that they would rather stayed in the dark. And so she feels that she is at risk of some degree of exposure, whether it's even just exposure to ridicule and criticism. Not necessarily some great big revelation, an aha moment, and everyone points fingers at her. Not necessarily that level of exposure. It's just exposure to ridicule and mockery. Bad enough for her. As possibly a narcissist, many people speculate that she is somewhere there on that spectrum. Being very careful the way I word these things. So that is what the problem is in particular. What's going on behind the scenes with her right now? Is she in a big panic? What's she doing? Is she plotting her comeback? And we got the Justice card. And the Justice card is very similar energy to the Six of Pentacles, which is the heart of this reading. The Justice card is evening things out. She wants to right the wrongs, the perceived wrongs that she feels have been inflicted on her. Justice card is legal proceedings. And as I said the first time round, and we'll say again, we know various official legal proceedings that are going on, that we know about, that the Harkles are involved in. But there are ones that people speculate that the Harkles might be looking at, contemplating, such as to do with the titles for their children. Frogmore Cottage, the loss of Frogmore Cottage. It's been speculated they might sue over that. Sue over the children's titles, might even sue over their potential loss of titles. It seems like a lot of people think next to go is the Harkles titles, and it's rumoured that the Harkles are looking into legal proceedings about that. So it could be that. It could also just be good old divorce, because Justice card is one of those divorce cards. Off to court, separation order, separation agreement. There is a Lovers in reverse as our underlying energy, which is a separation. So it doesn't bode well. But what is her focus? That's what's going on out of the public eye. What is her focus right now? And this is the first moment for me. Was the Queen of Coins. That's the Queen of Pentacles. That is the lady who has got a very solid in terms of finances and stuff, material wealth. She's very focused on her material world. And has she got enough stuff? Has she got a big enough house? Has she got enough bathrooms, enough shoes, enough designer gear? that kind of thing. She's stockpiling. She wants to be very, very comfortable, more than comfortable. Lady C, I think it was Lady C, was talking about she has a billionaire's tastes. So she married a man who was worth 30-40 million pounds, not nearly enough, wants to be in that billionaire place, private jets, Tyler Perry kind of zone, the Prince Harry zone, not good enough. That was according to Lady C. I'm simply reporting what I think it was Lady C. If I'm quoting someone else, I do apologize, but that was what was said about Meghan and her taste for money and stuff. How have the past few months been for her? And this card actually came out in the reverse, and then I drew the little pence on, and I forgot to put the card back. It came out like that, and you're going to have to trust me on that one. Yes, this was the oh no moment when I stopped the reading and grabbed the marker pen. But the Sun card came out in reverse, and we put it back now the way it should have been at the start of this reading. And so yeah, it has been very difficult for her. The past few months have been torture for a Leo who wants to be in the spotlight and basking in the glow of good humor and acclaim and all that stuff. It's been mortifying. It's been, she really actually, well, she was out of the spotlight, and that is the Sun in reverse, literally. She disappeared. She disappeared until she had to emerge because the news of Frogmore Cottage, them being frog marched out of Frogmore Cottage, that news was breaking, and she had to get ahead of that news. So she suddenly appeared with that silly, clever thing. Yeah, she was hidden away and miserable. The Sun card in reverse, very miserable, very tricky for her, very negative. It was difficult to stay out of the spotlight, but it was also difficult to see the level of exposure and ridicule and mockery that was going on. Never mind the other things that she might have feared coming out, and that would be the Sun shining a light on things you didn't want it to shine a light on. But that's maximum unhappiness, the Sun in reverse, and it really was in the reverse. It was only when I turned it around that I gave a shriek and stopped the camera. So anyway, now we're in virgin territory as far as this reading is concerned. I have the marker pen and my finger is on the stop button, the pause button. So what's next? Literally, we have no idea. But what is next for Meghan Markle? What is she going to do? What's coming towards her? And okay, no need for the pen. That is a difficult card, the Eight of Swords. But it's and a neighbor is deciding to do some quiet angle grinding now. Hope you can still hear me. It's the Eight of Swords. Escape. She's gonna be trying to, but can't. She's stuck. With the Eight of Swords, she's stuck wherever she is. She's currently whatever trap she's got herself into, whatever thought construct she's got herself into, whatever difficulty she's got herself into, she is stuck. Wants to escape but can't see a way out. So she hasn't found an answer for this mess that she's in, for the blame game, for the angle grinding is quite difficult to read with as a sort of a background noise. It's the blame game. If she's blaming Prince Harry for what's happened and the terrible opinion polls, she's not going to find it easy to remedy the situation. Let's just put it like that. And we stopped for a little pause there. Angle grinding has stopped momentarily, so let's get on with the reading quickly. And how does Meghan feel about the opinion polls? Even though, as I say, rumour has it that the Harkles are denying them and saying they're rigged and they can't possibly be true. How does she feel about it? Three of Swords, my goodness. She's brokenhearted and devastated. It's hitting her very, very hard. Can't believe it. Feels absolutely betrayed and heartbroken. Blame it on Harry. Similar color and similar energy. I dare not pick that card up and show it to you anymore. But energetic match. The Lovers card in reverse and the Three of Swords. Her dreams are shattered. Her hopes for the marriage and for what they would achieve as a couple those are over. It's doom and gloom, but heartache and devastation. This is it. This is one of the worst cards. In fact, for me, it is the worst card. I hate it when I see this card. Even if I'm reading on someone like Meghan Markle, that I don't feel any particular sympathy for at this point. It's such a painful card. And here comes the angle grinding again. We're going to just bang on. And is there blaming going on? Blaming Harry. It's all your fault. You broke this. You fix it. We have the Three of Wands, but the Three of Wands in reverse. Yeah, that's a yes for me. We've got 2 threes here, tricky ones. Three of Swords, very tricky. Three of Wands in reverse. That is expectations that haven't been realized. The Three of Wands, you're off. You're expecting things to grow and expand, and your hopes to be fulfilled. And the card in the reverse, you give up. It's one of the giving up cards of the tarot. You stop waiting for things to get better. You stop waiting for that ship to come in, and you turn around and you say, well, that's it, I'm done. I'm out of here. That is a businessy kind of an energy, but it's their plans, their hopes, what they set off boldly. The Starship Enterprise, they sort of set off across the galaxy, but only to Montecito, and with great plans, with all those promises that Meghan's team in America were making for them, and all those deals were lined up, and everything was going to be marvelous. But Harry has messed it all up. Three of Wands in reverse. It hasn't played out the way she expected it to, and she really is devastated. Boo-hoo, I might have to fall on the floor and sob a bit at the end of this reading, but hopefully I can stay on my feet for these 2 last cards. Her hopes and fears, and this is a devastating reading. It really is. She's not in a good place, but she hopes she can fix it, Emperor. She hopes she can absolutely turn this thing around. The Emperor is about organization and planning and marshalling your troops and getting your ducks in a row and taking charge of a situation. So she thinks either she's going to take charge of the situation and feels that he's messed up and now it's up to her to fix it. That would be Emperor. She might also be hoping for an Emperor to come into her life and save her. Interesting colour, this Emperor. Just thinking of the visitor that was there over the weekend in Montecito. But yeah, she might be hoping for an Emperor to come along and save her, a CEO, one of those billionaires. There's so many over there where she is. She might be hoping for one of those to save her from ruin, from the Three of Wands in reverse, which is kind of ruin that Harry has wrought and brought upon them, ruined their brand. Three of Wands in reverse is a brand that fails, literally. Deep breath. Last card. What is going to be the outcome of this for this lovely marriage, for this beautiful relationship, for Harry and Meghan? Is it all over? Is this slippery slope down, or is it going to suddenly turn around and be eternal happiness, eternal sunshine of the spotless mind? It's going to be the Ace of Swords. It's going to be cut, snicker, snack. Decision time, and someone, it's a female hand holding that sword. Very interestingly, that sword is going to be wielded, according to this reading, according to the energy, according to me and my speculation. That sword is going to be wielded and over. I think it is over. I asked, is this the end? That's a yes. Ace of Swords upright is a yes. So it does not bode well for this marriage. I hope you can see the cards. Yeah, you can sort of. Very pretty cards. Very interesting depiction of the energy of the cards. And does not bode well for the marriage. She certainly is feeling very out of sorts right now. Let's not point with that. I should actually get a little pointer. Three of Swords, Three of Wands in reverse, Eight of Swords, the Sun in reverse. And whatever this was, that was a Six of Pentacles in reverse, Seven of Swords in reverse. Not good. Not good. That's the reading. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again soon.